Hello. Good afternoon. What a difference a few hours make. I was on quite the high, acknowledging our inner successes, etc. Then I come back and get completely exhausted, and I'm called to share this the deep, dark truths of being human right now. And it's a bit vulnerable for me to share, but it's okay. We have to admit what's deep down and what's scary for us and what's uncomfortable and what triggers the fuck out of us right now, openly and vulnerably. You don't have to talk about it in front of other people, but I'd highly recommend talking about it with someone. It doesn't have to be on a live, but trust me, once you get doing it on a live, it's going to feel very different doing it smaller. So I'm going to talk about some truths that are real in my life right now. Everybody might think look at this smiling guy and he's got it all put together and everything's going great for him and all this kind of stuff. And when I look at the reality of the truth of my reality each and every day, I've got debilitating debts that I probably couldn't ever recover from in this lifetime. Not by my choice, but things happened. I've been using my retirement money and every cent that I have to be able to do this journey and get through this work. And I worry about paying the rent. I worry about food. I worry about gas prices. I worry about all this shit. It's just like everything is a perfect storm of fear and contraction and frustration and darkness pulling at us. And I acknowledge it right here and right now. I wake up. I'm sure you recognize it too, right? The bills show up. The credit card interest rates are insane and will fuck you. Rent in Calgary has gone insane, and I just had to take whatever I could get right now because there is no... You either live with landlords that are a nightmare or get into a place where it's stable, but then you got to live with the tenants around you. Right now, I really feel I have no choice in my life. And yeah, Joy will slap me for that later, but I do have a choice. Yeah, I could go live in my trailer. I could go live in my car. I could go live in a tent on the corner or go to wherever. But really, that freedom of choice of being a human being in love and in complete freedom, I don't have. And it's not as simple as a mindset choice. I stay in the positive as much as possible because I'd probably smash myself if I just concentrated on the negative things that are going on in the world. I had a friend that was going to come visit me and she can't even fly because it's now 100% requirement of vaccination just to fly anywhere in Canada. It's not anything about the world, it's to anywhere. That stuff makes me angry and I don't have control over it, but I'm just admitting it and putting it out into space, feeling that energy in my body and admitting that it's there. Because if I choke it up and I hide it in my back or my pelvis or my throat or whatever, it just comes out later in some nasty ways. So I'm being true and positive and acknowledging it's there. I don't have to like it. I don't have to agree with it, but it's there. What are those things in your life that are eating at you and you don't want to admit or you're scared to admit because that's not enlightened or that somebody might judge me that I'm not staying positive enough or whatever? Well, it's fucking hard to stay positive right now with all this shit going on and no idea where this is leading and no guidance for a long time. That's been my truth. But I also know that watching myself flow down the toilet hole as it's flushing and I get to the bottom and I end up wherever that place is, it just takes weeks or months to climb back out of that. And I see no value going there. So I trust. And I have faith, and it's hard some days. I should post it somewhere. There's a guy that parks right in front of me in his truck. It says, "God hates us all," on the top of his windscreen. And I've felt that once in a while with the amount of heaviness and this dark love that comes in, just crushing and crushing and smashing until there's nothing left. I feel it some days. I'm sure you do too. And I just beg for the day when we rise above it and this new world's supposed to come, or whatever. And yeah, I'm trying to be part of it and not waiting for everybody else to get there. I'm trying to go there myself. But those very real fears that are of 3D are there. And we have to admit it, like just imagining it away. That hasn't changed it for me yet. Maybe there's people that are popping through, or you're doing quantum reality shifts, or we're going to another timeline. I've tried many of those things, but right now the reality is it's kind of ugly here down here. And I acknowledge it. So far the money keeps showing up. A safe place keeps showing up. Enough gas in my truck, enough to pay my truck payments, all that kind of stuff. It keeps going. God's got a very interesting way sometimes. And if we just trust and believe that we're not here to get thrown on the street, we're not here to live a crash into whatever it is. No, we're here to rise up above it. We're here to participate in the biggest shift that's ever happened in humanity. And there's a lot of really dense energies that we're working through. And they exist, and they're real, and that fear and that stuff is there, and we can't ignore it. We just have to accept that it's there and rub up against it when we can. And it's so funny. I'm just watching the people pop up on and off of the lives, and as soon as I start talking about fear, everybody it goes to zero. But I won't bullshit you. I'll tell you that right now. I will not beat around the bush. I will not waste your time. I will not do any of those kind of things ever. So anyways, crazy days. We're getting through it. Love you all, and just stay in your vulnerability, stay in your heart, and we're going to get through this together. So love you all. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.